On this episode of CityView, flood plans. Waller Creek gets a flood safety tweak. Jaime's house in honor of a life given in service. And splashback. It's now cool to go back to the pool. Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Renee Tejas. Those stories and more, but first, this big news.
Today, we're here to announce that Google Fiber is coming to Austin, Texas.
That was Mayor Lee Leffingwell's recent announcement that Google Fiber is coming to Austin to an enthusiastic crowd of over 300 people, including the governor, a number of local politicians, technology companies, and community leaders. Google Fiber, a product of the Google company, is an incredibly high-speed internet service. So how fast is Google Fiber? This 1 gigabyte broadband network is over 100 times faster than today's typical internet access. What that means is you would be able to download an entire season of 30 Rock in 30 seconds. A user with Google Fiber would be able to upload 300 photos to the internet in 12 seconds. Austin will be the second city to get the service since it debuted in Kansas City last year. Google was overwhelmed by the Austin community's response even after Fiber's introduction to Kansas City.
The two things that jumped out to us about Austin were, one, the community response, and that was really, really important. Not just some of the efforts that we talked about today, but we had scores and tons of emails that came in from Austinites, real grassroots asking us to build here. The second is really on city leadership that really understand this. They have a vision for what they want to get accomplished.
One of the keys was for Google to know that the city was interested, because they have to work through city processes, and that the community was interested. And I have no doubt that they are not disappointed today that they picked Austin, because we're a very good fit.
Austinites can expect to get Google Fiber in mid-2014, and even then only to select areas dubbed fiberhoods. You can find out more information about the product launch at fiber.google.com. That was not the only announcement this week. 1 year to the day after senior police officer Jaime Padron was killed in the line of duty, the Austin Police Department renamed its North Substation in his honor. At the event, APD officers, local dignitaries, and members of the Padron family gathered to honor the fallen officer. Located off Lamplight Village Avenue in North Austin, the Jaime Padron substation is where Padron was stationed and where he began his shifts. Several of his shiftmates attended the event and now call the building Jaime's house.
We get here and I look up there and see his name, and it's really something very honorable and very, very proud that we feel. We'll always miss him. We miss him every day.
At the event, APD also unveiled the Jaime Padron Memorial Garden. And in other news, the City of Austin is participating in National Flood Awareness Week. As part of the week, the city gave media a sneak peek behind the fence at Waterloo Park, where construction crews are building the new Waller Creek Tunnel. This mile-long tunnel is the largest flood control project ever undertaken by the city. It will help keep the public safe from flooding along Waller Creek. Also, it will make over 1 million square feet of downtown land suitable for redevelopment. The tunnel will help excess floodwaters from Waller Creek to be captured at Waterloo Park and transported safely to Lady Bird Lake.
By building the tunnel, the obvious benefit is that by taking the water down underground and having it flow essentially under downtown and come up safely at Lady Bird Lake, we're protecting 40 structures in those 12 roadways from flooding.
The tunnel is scheduled to be finished by the end of 2014. And now it's time for a council update.
Council approved the start of negotiations to contract cave specialists for the excavation of the cave that was filled during construction of the Bowie High School in the 1980s. Bowie High School in southwest Austin sits atop a cave that the Watershed Protection Department wants to make more safe and accessible to students and the community. Currently, students are allowed to go down on guided tours in order to study the cave. This measure would simply allow for more room in the cave for students and other guided groups to study the cave's habitat. Council authorized the negotiation and execution of an agreement with Travis County to help fund youth employment programs for a 1-year term beginning in June. The city will provide some funding as well as process some of the job applications, while Travis County will supply some funding in some of the employment opportunities. The plan would employ roughly 750 young adults ages 14 to 17 in summer work programs, as well as facilitate job readiness programs for over 1,000 students. Additionally, the program would have a special interest in at-risk and disabled youth in Travis County. Council also held a public hearing on the 2013 through 2014 Action Plan and Community Development Program. The Action Plan provides an overview of the community needs, resources, priorities, and proposed activities with regards to housing, community development, economic development, and public services. You can learn more and participate in the discussion at speakupaustin.org. In all, Council considered 85 items at its April 11th meeting. The next regularly scheduled meeting will be April 25th. For CityView, I'm Larry Schooler.
From our polite politicians to some new purple pipes, Austin Water and the University of Texas have completed the connection linking one of the university's chilling station to Austin Water's reclaimed water system. This successful expansion of Austin Water's reclaimed water distribution was celebrated by a turning of the valve ceremony. If you didn't know, reclaimed water is created by reusing highly treated water from wastewater treatment plants, basically taking dirty water and cleaning it up for special purpose use. While this excess water is normally discharged into the Colorado River, Austin Water uses it for non-drinking purposes. Austin Water uses purple pipes for its reclaimed water system to differentiate reclaimed water from the drinking water system.
Reclaimed water utility is really a new third utility that we're building. We're taking highly treated wastewater effluent and reusing it for cooling towers, for large irrigation purposes. It's a way to stretch our water supplies here in Central Texas, be more sustainable, and so we're very happy to be here and converting one of many projects at the University of Texas to reclaim water.
Austin Water's Reclaimed Water program is setting new standards in conservation by building a comprehensive program that uses over 1.5 billion gallons of this water each year. And speaking of reclaiming water, Barton Springs Pool is open again after being closed since mid-December, so grab your family and claim your spot by the swimming hole. The city closed the pool to make repairs to a kind of bypass pipe that diverts water from Barton Creek to the pool. Built in 1974, the pipe, called the bypass culvert, helps protect the water quality of the spring-fed pool and even allows the pool to remain open after small rainfall.
First of all, before anything else could be done, the culvert, which we're standing on right now, on the top of, had to be repaired. That's a health and safety item. Absolutely had to be done, but there are a lot of improvements that need to be done to the grounds. A lot of people don't know this, but it rains heavily. That runoff from the parking lot above goes straight through that ravine and comes into the pool right about where the diving board is over there right now. So that's the kind of thing, burying electrical wires so that we don't have dangerous and unsightly electrical lines around the pool.
Repairs were needed to extend the life of the tunnel for another 25 years for more fun and sun. Well, that's all for this edition of CityView. I'm your host, Renee Tejas. The next episode will be April 26th. Thanks for watching.